So Dan, I wanted to ask you a little bit about business video, and you came from Bloomberg, you're at Reuters.
Right.
I want to ask sort of about the interest of consumers in terms of what they're consuming. Let's say the time of day, why they're seeing it, what they want to see,
Right.
and is live. I know the Journal is doing a lot of live stuff. Bloomberg obviously has a huge live operation. You guys don't do that much live.
No.
Tell us a little bit about consumption patterns that you see for your users.
Well, I think it's a really interesting part of the business to be in because it does give you the opportunity to go after people on different platforms. For instance, we have deals with online brokerages who will take 4 shows or 5 shows. We do 4 or 5 studio shows a day in the US. We do 3 or 4 in London and 1 in Hong Kong. So somebody will, online brokers will buy those studio shows from us on a wholesale basis, leave the Reuters branding on them, and use them on as content on their mobile apps, which is a fantastic way for us to reach consumers. So that's one way we can do it. We have other shows that we release on the free-range web that are a little more personal finance-oriented, sometimes some more money manager type interviews with a production device. You know, you watch CNBC and you watch Bloomberg Live, and there are these tedious, never-ending interviews with money managers who just talk in their book. And it's always the same. It's been the same since we came down from the trees. What we did was we invented a show called the Take 120. And it's kind of like Sophie's Choice for money managers, where you have 2 minutes and you have 2 stocks, and you have to decide in those 2 minutes which of those stocks you would buy, and you can only pick one. So that's a nice device. It cuts to the chase for the average consumer, and it gives them something they can digest on mobile. It's small, it's tight, it's 2 minutes, it's not a huge time commitment, and it gets to the point and gives them a takeaway. So we stress the takeaway, and the patterns are, you could find them anywhere. You could syndicate to them, you could find them on your own site. When they come to Reuters, they know they're in a business environment, and it does help you narrow your production focus, because you can sprawl very easily, and it does help you kind of keep that focus, that editorial focus.
So what's the value of video as a reporting tool for you guys? Is it breaking news? Is it perspective of the subjects? Is it just sort of information that is sort of timely and social?
Yeah, I think it straddles a few of those. The global nature of it is fantastic. On Wednesday, whichever day that Israel attacked on the border, Syria and Lebanon, we went to our Beirut bureau chief for an old-fashioned phoner, put it together with some B-roll that we had gotten from our agency shooters, and were able to put together a really nice package. It went crazy when we put it out on the web. It did really, really well for us. We did it quickly. We did it within 3 hours, and it was out in circulation. And it was a Reuters scoop. So we could bring that, so Scoop's a part of it. The other part of it is newsmakers like to come to us because Reuters is a trusted brand. They know they're not going to get ambushed. They know they're going to get a Chrystia Freeland or a David Rode or a Felix Salmon, someone who really knows it, or Steve Adler, someone who really knows the content, asking smart questions, asking good questions. And because it's not live TV, we're not going to cut them off after, minute 49. So it does have some of that. That's where our value comes in. The high-minded guests, the super smart guests, and the ability to tell news stories from every corner of the world.
And then the other thing is you guys have started working with Ustream lately, which has become a very powerful portal for live news. I know CBS News has been working with them for a couple of years, and you guys could do your own live thing. Anyway, it's not hard to get a live player, but but this is, tell us about why Ustream works for you and how you're using it.
Well, I'll tell you something. It could be Ustream, it could be YouTube, it could be any distribution platform. With Ustream, we're not necessarily doing live. I mean, they also have an agenda to get to some scheduled programming too. So we're able to bring them regular programming to it seems like their audience is very news driven. So we like that. We like the fact they're able to surface news. That we're in there with CBS, we're in there with PBS NewsHour. We're in there with a lot of good brands, and even WatchUp, which is a great startup on the West Coast. They enable you to build like playlists from the top 10 news brands. That's a really nice app for us because it gets to the serious news user. So that's what we really want. We want people who are serious about their news and like a little bit of global insight, but really the ability for us to hit Ustream is there's an audience, and it goes beyond the typical Reuters audience, and that's really natural for us. So we can get in both places and not have any conflict.
And one last question, the monetization piece. So what is that for you guys? Traditionally you're an agency business, so the TV stations pay you to use the stuff, and the web is kind of a different scenario, but there is a syndication, and then You have a sales force. So tell us about the monetization scheme.
We have kind of three monetization schemes. One is that agency syndication type business. The other is our professional clients. I mean, Reuters has a huge network of professional screens around the world. And those people, we consider what we contribute to that as monetization. So that's a crucial piece for us, reaching that really great professional user. But on the other side, we see big brands who want to be aligned with us. We did a Chinese language thought leadership series for IBM. IBM came in, it was a terrific deal for us. We've done Investing Simplified with Merrill Lynch, where Merrill Lynch will essentially take out of the Investing Simplified page, it'll be text, multimedia graphics, and the Take 120, or the Money Clip, our other personal finance show. So the monetization piece is going to come in kind of big, more kind of macro type sponsorships. We don't want to be too driven by the impressions because again, we're not in the volume business. We see ourselves as a high-end news provider. And as we mature in the next year, you know, our digital operation has now been segmented out. Christia Freeland is now running the digital operation. It's almost a different, it's going to be a separate business line. And we think that that gives us the opportunity to develop a sales force and a mentality that's going to hit the really sophisticated advertiser brand hookup with our editorial. We'll find the right people, so we won't be in that volume game. We won't be chasing traffic.